Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And a big part of fixing it is calling out the other side when they do things that are significantly transparent. For example, Giffords.org apparently has some deeper pockets, and they're going after DeSantis and Constitutional Carry in Florida. I wonder why. Well, we're going to break that all down. Everything will be linked in the description box below, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think about this one and send this one out because this is rife with just amazing opportunities. And if you are new or you're a returning viewer, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and making sure you turn that notification bell on. We need as many people as we can to get into the fold with us so that we can fight and pass the blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation. We're doing some amazing things, and thank you so much in advance for your consideration. Now, the content today is brought to you by SCI, and I know a lot of you out there like to upgrade and modify your own guns. And if you're looking to turn a hobby into a career, what are you waiting for? Sonoran Desert Institute can help with their online programs that cover ballistics, woodworking and finishes, shooting, sports management, and more, plus all the tools and materials are shipped directly to your door. There's never been a better time to turn that hobby into a career, so what are you waiting for? There's a link right down there in the description, and thank you so much to SCI for making this content possible. But my brothers and sisters, as I mentioned in the introduction, we have got to talk about a new attack campaign that's not only going against DeSantis, but also against Constitutional Carry. Now, this is coming from Giffords.org, which is ironic because they are the ones that are constantly saying money needs to be diverted to help the environment and those that are least among us around gun violence. And yet they have deep enough pockets to come out for a six-figure campaign attack ad against DeSantis and Constitutional Carry. They will always tell you what they are afraid of. Let me show you what we got going on, and this is rich. Giffords Group launches ad campaign targeting DeSantis on the Florida gun bill. Now, this is the Constitutional Carry bill. The ad campaign blasts the likely 2024 candidate for supporting a bill allowing concealed carry anywhere without permits. Well, that's a little bit of a extreme take on that, but let's just work with that. So they're spending their hard-earned money that could go so far and do so many good things to attack DeSantis and Constitutional Carry. It's almost like this is a political ideological fight. It's because it is. This is about power and control. This is not about their stated mission. Let's keep going. A prominent gun safety nonprofit is launching a six-figure ad campaign in Florida, targeting Governor Ron DeSantis and Republican state lawmakers over the efforts to enact legislation that would allow individuals to carry concealed, loaded guns anywhere without permits. It could be unloaded too, to be fair. But obviously, they're trying to make this as scary as possible. Wait until I share with you some of the ad excerpts that NBC is kind enough to share with all of us. They're going after this as if it is something that is beyond the pale of normalcy. You can have a firearm, it gets background checked by an FBI called NICS, and it happens in every single gun purchase. But that's not good enough. That background check isn't good enough. You also need a universal background check, and you need to pay for a permitting scheme, and you can't have your rights until you pass a state-mandated test. Are there any other things in our history that are concerning about that approach? I don't know, like voting? Rights are rights. They shouldn't be behind licensing and fees. They should be something available to everybody. And the background checks are already in place, so what are they even complaining about? This is a campaign of manipulation. Let's keep going because it's important to call them out for what they're doing. The campaign by Giffords, details of which were provided first to NBC News, will feature a full-page ad in the Miami Herald newspaper. That's friendly territory, as well as bilingual radio and digital ads that tie DeSantis directly to the proposed legislation and criticize the bills for endangering the lives of Floridians. There's no evidence at all that it endangers anyone. And also, I find it a little bit funny that they're going after tying the bill directly to DeSantis when DeSantis literally made it one of his priorities for the legislative session that it will pass. DeSantis goes up on a stage and goes, "We're doing this year before I'm out of office." And then Giffords.org goes, "He's trying to do it." No kidding. He said he's trying to do it. He also has supermajorities in both houses in the state legislature. This is why we fight, and this is what they're always going to do. They will always tell you what they're afraid of, and now they're putting their money behind it, which, again, is ironic, particularly since in big campaigns like the general presidentials, they put out like $50 million along with Every Town for Gun Safety, Bloomberg, all of them. Anyway. Meanwhile, the newspaper ad, which ran in Tuesday's Miami Herald, features the outlines of two men, both carrying concealed weapons. One who is described as having received firearm training and a background check. and another who is described as having never fired a gun before and having been convicted recently of a violent felony. There's so much here. So one of the things that I find extremely fascinating, and let me know if you guys find this funny too, about gun controllers and their approach, is they say all the gun control in the world is going to work. It's going to solve every problem that we have. However, when a violent felon is on this ad, all of a sudden he has a gun somehow. How is that possible? Particularly since both of the individuals in this case, if they were to buy a firearm from a registered dealer in the NICS system through the FFL system in the federally mandated order, then there'd be a background check on both of them. So how is it possible that he would not have a gun in the terrifying scenario they're putting forward? Unless it's an illicit purchase, which would make it around gun control. And not to mention that when a violent felon is convicted, then they lose their gun rights. Again, another violation of the gun control that they're putting forward. Not putting an opinion on that. I'm just saying what they're doing and highlighting the silliness of the entire thing. But let's keep going. So that's the first scare tactic. But now, listen to what they have to say. Quote, "Make no mistake. Florida Republicans are trying to ram through a law that will get people killed solely to help DeSantis' nascent campaign against Donald Trump," Giffords executive director Peter Ambler said in a statement to NBC News. "We will make sure every Florida voter knows the consequences of this dangerous anyone with a gun bill." Does that sound vaguely familiar? Almost like Don't Say Gay bill? It's almost like they put up a marketing tactic for every single term and every single bill that has nothing to do with what it is in order to scare people and manipulate them into doing what they want. The Don't Say Gay bill never had the phrase "don't say gay" in it. That's not what this channel is about, but that's a good example. Now it's anyone with a gun bill. They still have background checks. Everything's in place. What are you concerned about, other than the fact that there's no mandated training and permitting and licensure from the state? Which you would go apoplectic if it was for voting or any other right. But that Second Amendment's got to be infringed. Let's keep going. Got one more thing for you, and then we're going to wrap this bad boy up. Under current Florida law, people who seek to carry concealed guns in public are required to get a concealed weapons license from the state, a constitutional carry measure, as conservative gun rights activists call the bill, or permitless carry, what the gun control advocates call the bill. The term preferred by gun safety, oh my God, the term preferred by gun safety and gun control activists, as well as neutral groups, would eliminate the requirement. First of all, the bias in this is so insane. But yeah, gun rights activists, this guy, it's like we're following the Constitution. You're doing it. You're calling it constitutional carry. Yeah. That's exactly right. You're calling it permitless because you want to brand it as something scary, just like anyone with a gun, just like Don't Say Gay. This is all about manipulation and marketing, and they've had a hard-on for Florida for a while because Florida determines what other states do as well. That's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.